Good evening, groovy citizens, and happy, satisfying Saturday. Welcome to another car conversation, you guys. So, I'm a little late getting this video done because my neighbor down the street, I think they're getting up the leaves or something other, and it was making all this noise. I said, Lord, I can't do this video. Hopefully, they'll wrap it up. And then, of course, it seemed like it just was going to go on and on and on. So, finally, I said, I'm just going to go out here and get it done. If they can hear it in the background, so be it. But I can't be all day with this thing, all right? Now, before I jump into today's topic, I do want to explain to you all why I did not do a video on Wednesday. And it is because I had a temporary setback, if you will. Specifically, and I'm fine. I am fine, you guys, but just continue to keep me lifted in your prayers. But I had not had my medicine in 3 days. Finally, I got in touch with my doctor, who called in my prescription for when I say medicine, I'm talking about my seizure medication. And everything was going fine. Everything was going fine. I had just left my sister's house. I was on my way to CVS to pick up my prescription, bring it on in the house, and get on a Zoom call that I had set up, which reminds me I need to reset it up for Monday, but I digress. And next thing I know, I woke up, I was in an ambulance, and this man has asked me 50 million questions, and I was this close, I ain't gonna lie, to cussing him out because he was getting on my nerves. And I know he's just doing his job, but when you have a seizure, you're not aware of what happened prior to, okay? Like I said, all I know is the last thing I remember was leaving my sister's house, and I was over by PG Community College, I believe. And like I said, I woke up, I was in an ambulance. And so the guy, he told me, he said that I had a seizure, and that means that I had it while I was driving. God is good in that I did not hit anyone. I didn't damage anyone's property. I hit a pole, so the front end of my truck is messed up. The airbags did not deploy, so fingers crossed, you guys, that y'all pray heavily with me that my insurance company will just go ahead and fix it and we can move on with life, because my truck is only 3 years old. I barely have over 30,000 miles on it, so I'm just hoping and praying that Studio B will be back in commission. And but other than that, I'm okay. One thing that most people may or may not know about seizures is that when you have a seizure, it takes a drastic toll on your body. My body felt like I had a strenuous workout. Let me just put it that way, the best way I can, because your muscles tense up. And it's very, very hard on the body. And it's hard on you mentally as well as physically, because like I said, you have no recollection of what happened or any of that. Like I said, I didn't even know where the incident took place. I had no idea. I had to look at the piece of paper that my sister handed me. And so I did go see my car, and I took my things out of it that I didn't want just sitting in there where the towing company took it to. So hopefully by now, the insurance company has sent somebody out to go and assess the damage. And like I said, fingers crossed that they'll go ahead and just fix it, because I am almost done paying for y'all. This studio right here is paid for. I'm trying to get that one paid for, and then I am car note free for a good little while. You hear me? But anyway, like I said, I am good. God is good. I am just so grateful and so thankful that so many things could go wrong, but they didn't. I am so grateful and thankful that God keeps his eye on me as he does you, and kept me in that situation, even though I wasn't even aware of it. All I remember the guy in the ambulance saying is that, when we got there, when the officer got there, you were unresponsive. And so they broke out my back window and, to be able to open the door. And so he said, but yeah, you were unresponsive, so we had no idea of what had happened or anything like that. He said, but I believe you had a seizure. And I was getting ready to say something smart. That little voice said, Michelle, don't do it. Don't do it. Don't do it. They're just doing their jobs. And they did a great job. So I didn't have to stay at the hospital long. I was honest with the nurse, and I told her I had not had my medicine in 3 days, and I was actually on my way to get my medicine when the incident happened. And so they gave me I can never pronounce the name of the medication, but it starts with an L. It's a long name, I can tell you that. Excuse me. They gave it to me in liquid form in an IV through my arm. And so after I got that done, I was able to leave. But y'all look at this. So, they have to take your blood pressure. Look what the blood pressure cuff did to my arm. Looked like somebody done bruised me all up. Good God. Anyway, y'all, when I tell you God is good, God is truly good. Okay. So I'm going to jump into today's topic, which is rules for success and supreme happiness. So these are rules that we should, now this is based on Stoic philosophy, as I shared with you all before, on how we can have success and supreme happiness. So let's jump right on in. So here are some Stoic rules that were created to help us become the best version of ourselves. Stoic philosophers, created these rules over 2,000 years ago, and they have been helpful to many people throughout history. And so I have 11 rules to share with you, and I promise I'll let you be because I'm pretty sure you just heard my stomach growling. Rule number 1, conquer your mornings. Your day can be made or broken by the dialogue you have with yourself first thing in the morning. Did you all hear what I just said? Your day can be made or broken based on the dialogue that you have with yourself. I'm not even talking about with other people, but that you have with yourself first thing in the morning. A well-begun day is a productive day. So here are 3 things that you should do as soon as you wake up. Number 1, journal. As soon as you wake up, write down the things that you are grateful for from the previous day. Number 2, exercise. You don't have to go all out, but get up and take a walk, go for a run, or get in a total body workout at the gym. As long as it activates you physically, it will awaken you and prepare your mind. And number 3, focus on work. Get your day started. When you get up, you know what you have to do. And even if you have to make a list of the things that you have to do, get your day started. Rule number 2, focus on what's under your control. Now, I'm saying what's under your control because in life, there are things that we have control over as well as things that we don't have control over. So this is why we've always been told to focus on what we can control and not on what we can't control. Understanding this keeps us from wasting unnecessary time worrying about things that don't deserve our attention. Do you realize that we wake up every day and we give way more attention than we truly need to things that we have no control over? I don't control the weather. I can't control whether it's a sunny day out or if it's a cool day out. Like today, it was a little on the cool side this morning, actually all week. I have no control over that. So I'm not going to waste my time worrying about those things that I have no control over. I have no control over your attitude, what you say to people, how you talk to people. Now, I do have control over how I will allow you to talk to me. You see where I'm going with this thing? How you focus on the things that you do have control over. You have control over how you choose to allow people to treat you. But you really don't have control over their behavior because they're going to do and be what they're going to do and be. Okay. All I'm saying is don't waste your time on things that you can't control. Focus only on those things that you do have control over. It's just like if you want to live a healthy lifestyle, you have control over the things that you put in your mouth, the things that you choose to eat and to drink. You have control over that. Now, if you go to someone's house or you go to a restaurant and you have to choose from what's on the menu, you don't have control over what's on their menu, but you do have control over what you select from the menu, okay? Rule number 3, don't suffer over imaginary problems. Most of the negative situations we come up with never actually happen. Do you all realize that? Do you know that we always come up with the worst possible scenarios, and more times than not, those things don't even happen? It's all up in here. So in the words of Seneca, we are more often frightened than hurt, And we suffer more from imagination than from reality, trying to focus and stay calm. So what I want to encourage you all to do is, as you go through life, stop thinking about the worst case scenarios. And we all know people that always have to come up with the worst case scenario. You just want to say, shut the, you know what up. Y'all know what I'm thinking, right? But we don't say that because that is rude, and we don't want to do that either. But all I'm saying is, when you are around people that start to do that, say, whoa, 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 whoa. You know what? Let's not do that. Let's focus on all the good things that can happen. Let's not focus our time and attention on things that could happen, especially the worst case scenario of things, because that's just kind of a waste of time. Okay. Rule number 4, treat success and failure the same way. Now, I know what you're thinking, Michelle, wait a minute. What? Let me explain. Marcus Aurelius once said, all men are like a stone he throws up in the air, which gains nothing by rising, nor loses anything by falling. It remains the same stone. Regardless if the day starts with a promotion or ends with a dismissal, you are still the same person. Negative situations in life teach us many things, so they are even more useful than positive ones. Be grateful for everything that happens, be it good or bad, because no matter what happens, you remain the same and can learn from any situation. Okay. And everything I'm sharing with you will be in the description box. Rule number 5, do only one thing a day. It's important to focus on achieving one goal each day, no matter how small it is. For people with many goals, having big ambitions isn't bad, but focus on taking one step at a time. Concentrating on many things at once can make you lose focus on what truly matters. And so what happens is, when you, and I'm guilty, my hand is raised, I am guilty. Sometimes I have so many things I need to get done in the course of a day that I either forget something or I don't give my best to everything that I did do. You know why? Because I was trying to get everything done. If you can pick one thing to focus on every day, you can give that your all. And you're more than likely to make it a true success, because you were able to put your all and all into it. Rule number 6, don't seek the easy path. When you want to achieve something, remember there is no easy path to attain it. Worthwhile things are achieved through effort. Think of anybody you know who is successful and read their biography. You'll see that everything they earned was through hard work and discipline, which is the key to success. Hard paths make you learn from your mistakes and help encourage you to persevere. I know. We would love to have everything just be easy. But guess what? The reality is that things that come easy, we don't seem to they don't stay around long. Do you know what I mean? When they come easy, because we didn't have to work for it. But those things that you had to really work for, those are the things that are going to stay around for a long time. Why? Because your mind says, hey, you know what? I had to work my butt off. And some of y'all have a lot of tail to be working off to get whatever that thing is. And so you're more likely to keep it. So stop always looking for things to be easy, because they're not always going to be easy. And that's the nature of the beast. Rule number 7, ask yourself if it's necessary. Take time to honestly ask yourself if what you are doing is really necessary. Doing this will get you to see that a lot of what we do really isn't necessary at all. We need to know how much time we waste on things that bring no value to us. Ask yourself why you do the things you do. Find a valuable reason, something worthwhile. If you can't find a valuable reason, what you're doing is unnecessary in your life. And the reality is that we all as a people, myself included, because I do catch myself from time to time doing this, spend so much time thinking about, worrying about, and doing things that bring no value to our lives. So that's why every now and then I catch myself and I'll say to myself, okay, Michelle, is what I'm doing going to bring value to my life, or is it just taking up time that I could be doing something else with? Only you're going to know that. And if you can't honestly say to yourself that it's bringing value to your life, honey, cut it off, let it go. Now, every now and then, let me not say that, because every now and then you do need to have an outlet of some kind where you can just, just sit back and chill and just relax. But for the most part, when you are trying to spend your time wisely, I want you to make sure that what you're doing is getting you closer to your goal and not further away. Rule number 8, embrace your fate. We can't control what happens to us, but we can control how we view them and what we do with those things. You choose whether to see the positive side of things or the negative side of things. And it kind of feeds back into what I opened up with. We do have choices about things that we can control and things that we can't. And how you see things makes the world of difference. So in other words, if you see that situation as being a bad situation or a negative situation, then that's what it's going to be. But if you keep your mind open and say, okay, you know what? This is just a slight change in plans. It's not the end of the world. We're going to make the best of it and we're going to roll with what we have. Then your mind is processing it and it'll allow you to handle that situation so much differently. Again, it's all in how you perceive things. Rule number 9, talk to death. Now, I know this was interesting, and I actually thought about whether or not to put this in here, but I thought, well, you know what? Why not? So reading is an incredible tool that allows you to read the opinions of people who lived thousands of years ago. The sad part is that millions of people refuse to take advantage of it, and it's never been so easy to access so much ancient knowledge as it is right now, thanks to the internet. Do you know that we can learn so much if we do a Google search here and there? So much information is right there at our disposal, and yet we don't take the time to go and look it up, whatever that information is that you're looking for. So when I said talk to death, I'm talking about the people that are no longer here. You can go and read their journals and their logs and blogs and vlogs or whatever it is that they wrote to learn what they were learning, to know what life was like for them. How do you think we have scientists nowadays that can tell us so much about life as it was back in the days of old? Because they are reading logs and journals and things that were written so many years ago. So what I want to encourage all of us is to take some time to every now and then, go and look up stuff and learn something new. I told y'all before, my goal is to learn one new thing every day. More is great, but I want to learn one new thing every single day, because there's so much out here to learn. And when you get to a place where you think you know it all, honey, then you're just lost. It's nothing I can do for you. Let's see. Number 11. Number 10, I'm sorry. Be tough on yourself and understanding of others. It's important to remember that Stoics have strict rules and strong opinions about what is right and wrong. We should be understanding of those who have strayed from the truth. The key is that your standards are for you and for me. Our standards are for us. This doesn't mean we should allow people to act unjustly or wickedly, but we don't need to judge everyone who doesn't behave exactly as we wish. The best we can do is set a good example for others to follow. I love that. The best we can do is set a good example for others to follow. So if you want your children to do something or not do something that you do, the best thing that you can do is do what you want them to do, not tell them. Because a lot of times when we tell people things, they only hear what they want to hear. But if you show them by how you act, 9 times out of 10, they're going to follow suit and do what you do. So I love that, you guys. I love, love, love that. Number 11, remember that you die every day. In the words of Seneca, this is our great mistake, thinking that we look forward to death. Most of death has already passed. Let me pause right there for a second. When I read that, I thought, what in the what? But if you think about it, it's true. Most of death has already passed. It's not something that we look forward to further down the road. Every day takes us closer to that day that we all will have to experience. Everybody comes in this world going away. It's not okay, you might die, but you might not. This group may, they may not. Everybody will. It doesn't matter how good or bad you live your life. Everybody will leave this earth someday. Okay, that's just the reality. But as I was reading the Stoic philosophy, I thought, wow, if you think about it, you're right. A lot of death has already happened because this is something that we have to, that we experience every single day. And then it goes on to say, this was rule number 11. I'm sorry if I didn't say that. And then, let me see, look forward to death. All the time that has passed belongs to death. Death is something that will happen to all of us. Even though we don't know the date nor the hour, time is passing even right now as you're watching this video. As you're watching me do this video, time is passing. So we all lose time that we can't get back. What can we do about this time? Guess what? Move on. We can live while we can. Don't postpone anything. Don't leave anything unfinished. Make the most of your time while it still belongs to you. And so as I leave with that, it just made me think about how valuable, or I'm always telling people or reminding people how valuable life is. And so we do. How many times have we raised your hand, tell the truth, shame the devil? How many times have you said, oh, I have time. I got time to do that. I have time to do this. I'll do that later. Well, guess what? Sometimes later doesn't come for people. Sometimes you just don't get another chance. So I want you, starting today, to start living life to the fullest. Stop putting things off because life is not guaranteed. I had no idea a few days ago when I left my sister's house to head to CVS to pick up my medicine that I was going to have an accident and ended up going to the hospital. I had no idea, didn't see it coming at all. Now, I am thankful. I am truly, truly thankful that God kept me here for a reason, okay? Because I believe that the work he has for me is not done yet. So I am so thankful for that. But I say that because that could have been my end right there. And I'm pretty sure you have many stories that you could tell of what could have been your end as well. So I really, really need everybody to start living life to the fullest. Again, stop putting things off. If you have something to do, get started. Now is the time. Now is the time. And I promise you will thank me later on. So you guys, look, that's it. That is all, because my stomach is growling something awful. And but I did want to make sure, and I'm going to be honest with you, I was not going to do today's video. The little voice said, no, Michelle, because you didn't do one Wednesday. And if you don't do one today, people are going to start to wonder what's going on, because I'm always getting my videos in unless I tell you ahead of time that I'm taking a break, which I don't do until next month. So I did want to just let you all know, not that I owed you that explanation, but I just wanted to let you all know why you did not see my smiling face on Wednesday. And doing this video today, to be honest with you, actually makes me feel a whole lot better, because I've been kind of in a dark place, if you will, the last couple of days. I really have. And so I feel so much better right now. And so I want to say thank you to each of you who support me in all that I do. I truly, truly thank you all. It's because of you that I am here now doing this video. Thank you for giving me the opportunity to speak life into you, which in turn speaks life into me. Okay. Now, like I said, please do not worry. You don't have to reach out with smoke signals, phone calls, postcards, or whatever. I truly am fine. Everything is great. I'm back on my medicine, and I have a doctor's appointment next week, so I'm super excited about that. But yeah, y'all, life is short. Life is so very short. And it's so interesting that this is the topic that I was going to give you on Wednesday based on what I went through. Do you understand what I'm saying? That's why I said you can't afford to put off anything, because you don't know when your last time is going to be to do anything. So if you have a list, a to-do list, or whatever kind of list you want to call it, I need you to pull it out. And I need you every day to find something on that list that you can accomplish, check it off, and move on to the next thing. Because life is so short. It truly is. Having said that, you guys, that's it. That's all I have. Hopefully something I said encourages you to do all that you can to live a successful and supreme life full of happiness. Well, to the best of your ability anyways. And I may change that the title of my topic just a little bit, but we'll see. Anyway, that's it, you guys. If you're new to watching my videos, I want to say welcome. Thank you so much for joining me. If this is not your first rodeo, I want to say welcome back. Y'all know I miss you and I don't get a chance to see you. And I truly, 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 truly missed you all. Okay? Go out there. Enjoy the rest of your Saturday. Enjoy the rest of your weekend. If you're going to go out, all I'm asking that you do is just please be careful. Okay, please be careful about where you go, who you're hanging out with. Just be careful, because I want you all to come back and sit with me again on Monday when I bring you another motivational topic. Listen, you guys, when I say I love you all, I need you to honestly, truly believe that I love you, because I do. I love you all so, so very much, especially when I think about the fact that I could not be here right now. I truly love each and every one of you. And if I've ever taken that for granted, I promise you I will not do that again. I will not do that again. Love you all. Take care, and we'll talk again on Monday.